How many times have you heard the advice that being consistent is the key to success on YouTube? Probably more than you can count. But here's a secret. If you rely on consistency as a strategy, you're gonna be very disappointed. People end up getting caught in this consistency trap. They hear from their favorite creators, you just need to get started and be consistent. And so they get locked in this mindset of, I have to upload, I have to upload, I have to upload, I can't take a break, I have to upload. You're gonna have a very long road to nowhere if you use consistency as a strategy instead of consistency as part of a strategy. In this video, I'm gonna explain why consistency as a strategy is such a dangerous path to take, and what you can do to avoid the consistency trap. Being consistent does not guarantee success on YouTube. I repeat, being consistent does not guarantee success on YouTube. I get so many people that come inside of my bootcamp that tell me, I'm consistent, I'm doing what everybody says, but I've been on YouTube for over a year, for over 2 years, and I'm still at only 100 subscribers. Well, obviously, consistency as a strategy doesn't work. So let's focus on consistency for a second and dive into why people do say that it is so important for success. So number one, YouTube is a very difficult platform to master. I go into detail with this in this video right here, so definitely check it out later on. But the reality is that you need to acquire a very large amount of skills in order to see success on YouTube. It takes time and hard work to sharpen those skills. Uploading videos once or twice or 3 times a week for an extended period of time allows you to actually improve those skills needed for success on YouTube. And that results in you being a better YouTuber, and being a better YouTuber equals more views and more subscribers. Second reason why consistency is important is that YouTube is a numbers game. The more you upload, the more chances that you have to take off and go viral. I like to think of each YouTube video as a piece of bait. Every single time you throw out another piece of bait, that's another chance for your video to get caught up and swept away in the algorithm. So each upload is another chance to go viral. The more consistent you are, the more chances you have to go viral, and therefore the more chances of success. The third reason is that there's a ton of content out there on YouTube, and therefore the more consistent you are, the more content you create, the more opportunity you have to establish your authority in your own unique specific niche. Now let me get into why consistency in and of itself is no guarantee for success. So as I mentioned earlier, consistency is an important component to success. The more you upload, the more chances you have to get better at YouTube and to eventually go viral. However, doing that alone is not enough, because if you're uploading consistently without doing what I'm going to talk about right now, you are going to be on a very long path to nowhere. So here's what you need to do in addition to being consistent. Experiment, experiment, experiment. A lot of people get caught in this rut of doing the same thing again and again and thinking just by doing it, by virtue of doing it, they're going to get picked up by the algorithm. That's not the case. You need to constantly be experimenting. Figure out what is it that works for you? What is it that works for your audience? Experiment with different thumbnails. The biggest thing that I see people do that come to me, they'll say, oh, I created a template for my thumbnail. Is that a good idea? I'm like, no, it's not a good idea, because the template is a finished product. And with your YouTube thumbnails, that's never going to be a finished product. You're constantly going to be changing it and altering it so that you can reach an 8%, 10%, 11% consistent click-through rate. So until you get to those levels, your work is never finished, and you should never have a template for your thumbnails. You also want to experiment with the way you introduce your videos. The first 30 seconds of your videos is so important. Is it better to get right into the video? Is it better to have a hook? Is it better to have some enticing B-roll? Whatever it is, you want to experiment and try different things. So you want to constantly make these small little tweaks. And the purpose for all of this experiment and tweaking so that you can analyze the results. So the next thing that you need to do, in addition to being consistent, is to know your YouTube analytics. There's so many videos here on YouTube about it. I've created some of my own, which I'm going to put in the description and in the card cards, and take some time to know your YouTube analytics. YouTube provides you with an abundance of metrics to help you become a better creator. Don't ignore those metrics. I'm shocked when people come to me and they've been uploading for over a year and they haven't even paid attention to the YouTube backend. They haven't even paid attention to their numbers. How can you possibly be expected to improve your channel and to make better content if you don't study your numbers? Know that there's a push for not being obsessive over your numbers or not being constantly consumed by your numbers, and I get that. You don't want to be consumed by them, but you do want to be aware of them. You don't want to have your head in the sand when it comes to your YouTube analytics. So know and understand your analytics. A great place to start is knowing your click-through rate, your average view duration, and your average percentage viewed. Those are 3 metrics that you want to pay attention to. So with all these tweaks and experiments, you can now go back a week later, a month later, 3 months later, after creating all of these videos consistently experimenting, consistently tweaking and changing and taking a look at your numbers to see what's working and what isn't, and make decisions moving forward to see the success that you want. All of this boils down to taking control of your YouTube success. By just uploading, coming up with an idea, creating a ton of time on your editing and uploading and moving on to the next video, so because you want to be consistent, you're not taking the time to analyze and study and understand what works for you and understand what works for your audience. Don't mindlessly, consistently upload onto YouTube. Yes, it's important to stick to a schedule, but if it means you uploading 1 less video a week so that you have time to study the analytics and make the necessary changes, then that will benefit you much better in the long run. So if you enjoy this, hit that like button so it gets out to more people and it helps me spread my mission to helping women achieve the financial and creative success that they want in life. And if you're looking for a customized strategy for your own YouTube channel, consider my bootcamp, where I give personalized and customized strategies to help my bootcampers achieve the success that they want. And let me know in the comments, have you fallen into the consistency trap? Let's have a chat about it below. Mwah.